Good evening, everybody. I hope we've all had a good Tuesday afternoon. Today was a wild and pretty crazy day for the market as we opened up near the day's low of near Monday's low. Uh, took it out, took out Monday's low, took out that low day in the yearly low, took out the low day from December 2020. I don't have any more destinations. I have to go back a couple of go back and look on the chart, couple months, couple weeks, couple days, kind of check out and see what destinations I could get it from the downside. But we're gonna go ahead and take these off. But we got below yesterday's low. That's gonna be the one that matters. In A, B, C. D, we didn't stay below too much longer. We didn't get the IB low, so remember initial IB is initial balance. That is the IB low. IB high is the initial balance high. IB low is the initial balance low of the first hour. So for the first two time frames, we were straight down, took out that low, got those other lows, and then in C, we didn't get the IB low. We kind of didn't get much in B as far as extension goes for sellers. C, you could tell they kind of got tired, came back into the range, got back above the open, and tested A's high, but didn't quite get there. And then finally in D period, we took out the IB high, so we took out that initial balance high, got above A's high, and then for the remainder of the day, it looked like this. We were pretty much trend, just going up, 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 and up. So we took out the overnight low just to go and take out the overnight high, which is up here at 36.35. So 36.35 was our overnight high. We hit the 10 wide POC from the previous day. All right. And then we were gunning it for eyes high or the afternoon rally high, whatever you wanted to call it. At the time, I just was looking at it as a big stop area. We got above it in G period, but didn't get much for it. And we couldn't get above B's high to get into that sell till from Monday. So we stopped short of it. At the time, we had single prints in D period that had held. We actually attempted to have single prints in G period on a push up. Or excuse me, we had single prints in E period initially, but F came and filled those quickly after we opened up in F and then pushed back up. G period, we attempted to have single prints again. Small set, not very large from F's high to where they closed. Not very large set, but it was still there. And then H fills those and then pulls back, taking out G's low. So we one time frame up from D, E, F, G, and then finally H stopped the one time framing up. So we were trending up pretty much all day long as short covering came into the market and momentum buyers stepped in. I took longs in F, G, H, I, J, and in K. And we'll talk about K here in a minute. And then as we were pulling back in H, I, J, and in K, I was looking for an afternoon pullback low because at the time, value had gotten to unchanged. It went from lower to overlapping to lower to unchanged to now back overlapping lower on the day. Absolutely wild market. Three opportunities for single prints. Clapped it. But in H, I, J, and in K, I was looking for an afternoon pullback low because at the time we were still holding a small set of single prints and that we created in D. So there was a short position there that would, if we came back to it, shorts that were trapped there would start to provide a bid, and then we would try to move up. That was kind of the idea for taking the longs on the pullbacks. And I got paid for the most part in most of them. The only one I didn't get paid in and got absolutely crushed was in K period. And that was after, I believe, a news headline. And you could blame it on a news headline, or the market being too long, because obviously in G, H, I, and in J, people that were long and buying up here didn't get paid. We didn't make a new high on the day. We didn't go and test B's high. We didn't go and test the high day from Monday, and we didn't get to the single prints. So anybody that was buying up here was not being paid. So they started to get out of their positions. And then on top of that, uh, we had a news headline come out, which just exaggerated the move, which caused this move to be a 47.5 point range move to the downside. Absolutely insane move. Um, and I'll talk about my trades here in a minute. L period. We probe. We took out the day's low in an L period. So we took out not only the IB high. This is why I don't trust the initial balances a lot of the time, is because it kind of means crap when you take out both sides, right? You take out the IB high and you're like, oh, we're gonna go trend up all day long, one time frame up all day long. Nope. False. We took out the IB high and the IB low, took out the initial balance low, set a new low on the day, new low on the year, before we come into the Fed rate decision tomorrow. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's the CPI tomorrow, but uh, might not be right on that. Could be the PPI. There's the close. In period closes. Let's see what we did on the daily here. Should be pretty good volume with the flushes that happened. Pretty decent volume for the ES on the daily here, as we sit at 2 million. So pretty good volume on the day for the ES. Well, let's see what comes out tomorrow. I can't remember if it's CPI or the PPI, but one of the two comes out tomorrow. So maybe we'll just, after tomorrow's data, we continue the one-time framing down on the daily, which we've done. Or, let's see. I don't know. Either way, market got too long. We pushed down. Market was too short on the intraday. We pushed up, got too long, and then we flushed out in an L, and then M period just kind of consolidated as people were getting out of their shorts, and then people were piling in on shorts. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. So and then we'll go ahead and get rid of this 10 wide. So today we actually had a chance to get 9 wide up here. We had an opportunity. We only ended 7 wide up here. We were actually 7 wide up here, and then pod got moved down here. You can call it 7 wide with end period. I'm not gonna call it that. I'm gonna say Pac was still up here. I'm not gonna count either or because I only look at it if it's 8 or more. For me personally, but pretty wild and wacky day. Absolutely insane. We end with just today's high and the day's low. Nothing in between. So we got some pretty far destination as the high is 36.53.25 and the low being 35.79. So with that being said, tomorrow should be a pretty interesting day. Large playground for the algorithms and short-term traders to kind of step in. As far as my trades go, I didn't take any trades until F period because that's when I got back from my day job. Took a long in F period against the single prints on a pullback. I initially started my long at 28. So on the pullback in F period, I got long not too long after it opened up. Kind of jumped the gun, but I added on the way down near the lows of F after filling E's single prints. I believe I had added at 20 and 22. Yep, 20 and 22. And then I sold on the push back up towards E's high. I got out roughly 29s, 30s, and 31s. So really good trade on that. Made good money on that trade on that pullback because as we pulled back, we had those single prints to lean on in D period, and shorts were covering, which helped provide the bid as well as other people wanting to get in to push this thing higher. Took another long on the pullback in F period. Slightly after we took out E's high, Yeah, after we took out E's high, because I figured, it was a good chance we go and test I's high. So on a pullback near to the 9 EMA on the 1 minute chart, I was long at 36.50. And then I had my stop loss right below the 9 EMA. So that didn't work out as we kind of just stalled on the push up. I was expecting to find a little bit more minimum, but we stalled, and so I had my stop loss in place. Only lost a few, like 2 points on the trade, as we pulled back and I got stopped out. Then I wanted to wait and see if we got any more of a pullback. It never really happened. G period, we pushed up. Uh, we pushed up, made a big pop, got above I's high, got above C, didn't get to B. And I was kind of seeing a little bit of stall going on, so I got short in G period to see if we'd get a rotation back down to the 9 EMA on my 5-minute chart, which worked out really well as I was short 40 and got out. It was a 2-lot short 40 and I got out at 36 on the way down. Actually, not 40. Yeah, 40. And then I got out 36. And we consolidated in this little range for a minute. I got long in G period as we got back above I's high. And then I got stopped out because I figured, maybe we get some momentum, push up, get to the day's high. But that didn't happen. We pulled back. I got stopped out for a small loss. And then I wanted to get long in H period because we actually had that little small set that we single print set we created in G. I got long against the small set of single prints in H period. Thinking, all right, maybe we go and fill the single prints and we get a little bounce. I'm trying to remember. I think trying to remember where I got. I didn't get quite long in the single prints. I wanted to wait until we filled the single prints and see what would happen. I got long at G's low. Trying to think where I got long at. Oh, I initially got long and then I stopped out because I didn't like the price action at the time. I didn't quite like what was happening. I did, however, get long in I period on the pullback against the 9 EMA on the 15-minute because I was looking for a better risk reward long position. We had single prints below, and then we had moved POC up 5 wide at G's low, as well as value now being unchanged at the time. So I was looking for an afternoon pullback low, which would have been a true afternoon pullback low because we had that small set of single prints below in D period. So in I, I was thinking good opportunity to get long. So I got in at 33, just a 1 lot. I was looking to add more on a pullback, but we didn't quite get too much for more of a pullback as I's low was at 31.25. I was long at 33. And I was thinking about putting on a 2-lot there, but I wanted to have ammo. I want to have some more ammo to, just buy on the way down in case we did get a little bit more extension. We pushed up and I got out 38.75. It was a good trade. I was up around 10 points because we had pushed up to the high of 42 at the time, and I could have gotten out for a really good trade. It was still a really good trade as I got out, moved my stop loss up. My trailing stop, we hit it and I got out for 38.75. I took long in J period. Looking once again, looking for the afternoon pullback. I had a 2-lot on at 31 with we had a 6 wide puck now above us at the time. And once again, I had really good opportunity. This was before we made new lows in J period. I had a really good opportunity because we had only gotten to, I believe, 29 at the time, 30, 29. And I was long 31s. I had 2-lot on. We pushed up and I could have got out of the trade at 39 and 40. But I was kind of to see if we could get over At the time, the 144 simple moving average was above us. I was trying to see if we get above that. If you look over here on the 1 minute chart, I was trying to see is right in this area right here. I was trying to see if we get over that. Was trying to see if we get over it, but we quite couldn't get over it as we were pushing up. So I didn't quite like that trade. Obviously this has changed since it was higher, but was looking to get out. We pulled back and I just exited at 34 and 35.75 because I wasn't liking the price action and the lack of momentum above the 144. And it was a good out because right after we had flushed a little bit more in J, and then in K period, we had pulled back after breaking. We traded up here for a minute, thinking, all right, would stop the one time framing down, take out J's high, and then go test the J's high. That didn't happen. We rolled over, took out, and this was in a pretty quick move. I mean, if you look, you look right here, we were struggling to get above that 144 at the time, struggling to get above, and it was just a quick, massive sell off down, big liquidation break. I started getting long in K period because at the time, with everything being in context, we did have a 7 wide pock that was created up here. I was thinking we could get back up to that point of control where everybody was happy doing business. You see the large amount of volume in this area. Figured we'd be happy getting back up there to do some more business. And I was thinking maybe we could still hold for an afternoon pullback low. Well, once we broke Jay's low, it just, I mean, puked. Everybody started to get, everybody got out. We had algorithms that were agitated that exaggerated the move down further. I was entered at 23 and at 18 were my longs, so it was. I even waited a good bit. So 23, I was kind of thinking maybe we wouldn't push any further, and then we pushed down into the set of single prints or near the set of single prints. I got long 18, was thinking maybe we'd still hold for an afternoon pullback above the open, and it didn't quite work out that way. As we continued to flush, I did not get out of my trade. I should have got out a lot sooner, but I was thinking, all right, maybe we pull back to VWAP because VWAP was right above where the single prints were, and then we just flushed straight through that as well. And then finally I got out way too late in the trade to get out, but I didn't get out until we broke the opening because I felt like it was an exaggerated move. With everything that had been going on in the day, I just wasn't expecting a new low in the day. Clearly I was wrong. And that's something I gotta learn is whenever the market gets too long, such as it did, and then we start to liquidate a little bit on top of some type of news event that comes out where some guy comes out and runs his mouth and says funds have only 3 days to exit their positions, to sell everything. When something like that comes out, it kind of agitates the algos and it makes an exaggerated move, such as we did in K and in L, as L made a new low in the day. After that, I took my absolute ass beating in K, took the L. We'll come to look and try to get a better day going for tomorrow. One can only hope, right? You can only make the same mistake so many times, otherwise you go insane, which I might be doing. I don't know. We'll find out in about 10 years if I'm absolutely mentally clapped or not. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll have some money in my pockets. But keep in mind, this is only my third year in, and a lot of this is still very new to me. I understand the market to an extent, but certain things like what happened in K period is still very new to me. So I'm learning as this environment is completely new. I beat myself up a lot, and I fail to remember that this is my first time trading in an environment like this. So I have to give myself some credit for sticking it out like I have and just kind of taking the punches as we go. One day I'll know it and all this information and experience that I'm gaining right now will come and pay. Hopefully, I'm still around to reap the benefits for it. As far as destinations, I don't have many downside destinations just because I haven't traded the ES that long. But today's low, 35.79 yearly low. Upside destination, G's high, daily high at 36.53.25. Above that, we have 36.65.50, and then the single prints 36.66.75, and they fill at 36.70.75. The daily is down. Let's go monthly. Let's start with that. Monthly is down. I actually like looking at the SPY just because it makes more sense. But the monthly is down. The weekly, I don't know why these are in there. Be straight up honest. The weekly is now down. You can say it stretched the balance slow. I'm gonna call it down. Just because of what's happening. So I'm gonna say the weekly is down, and then the daily is clearly down. One time frame and down 3 days in a row now. So tomorrow with the data coming out, do we get something that the market likes and we get all these shorts to cover and take out the high, putting the daily back into balance? I would not be surprised. Especially with this flush here and then accumulation going on down here. Kind of feel like that might be what happens. Or do we not like what comes out as far as the data comes, and we flush lower and continue the one-time frame it down on the daily, weekly, and monthly? That's also a very good possibility. I am not leaning either way because this market has shown me you can't be too certain of anything, as we've created new highs on the day and lows on the day, like today. So with price action like that, it's hard to say you'll go one way or the other. If I were to go with the trend is saying we go lower. So I think, the yearly lows are definitely not in. We definitely got some more room to the downside. Definitely got some more room to the downside, as you can tell. I mean, we're hitting price action from back in 2020 now. You know what I mean? Like when you start to come back to some of those times, yeah, I mean, your next big consolidation area is in this area. That's going to be like your next big target area as far as lows and highs go. So I could definitely see us getting into the 350, 323 range by the end of this year. I think that's a big possibility with everything that's been going on, unless somehow, some way the Fed does something and magically makes inflation go away and jobs to continue to be held. But I highly doubt that's the case, as inflation continues to rise and these interest rates continue to rise, which means companies are going to have to begin to cut jobs in order to get profits. So, because they're not going to be making it by raising the prices on their products, they're going to be making it by making their labor cheaper. Just keep that in mind. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a great day. Just remember, be safe out there. Put your stop in. Don't think you know everything, because I damn sure don't. Otherwise, you get clapped. Once again, have a good day.